You've been giving your time, your energy, your peace to people and situations that don't pour back into you. It's time to stop chasing validation and start chasing your destiny. Because when you focus on you, everything around you begins to change. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point in life when you have to stop looking outward for approval and start looking inward for purpose. You've spent too much time trying to please people who don't even see your worth. Too much time fighting for spaces that were never meant to hold your greatness. Today, I'm here to tell you, it's time to focus on you and start valuing who you are. You see, when you don't value yourself, the world won't either. People will treat you according to the price tag you put on yourself. If you carry yourself like you're disposable, they'll use you and move on. But when you carry yourself like you are valuable, irreplaceable, and filled with purpose, the world starts to respond differently. The truth is, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. And you can't expect the world to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. Stop waiting for people to validate your dreams. Stop asking for permission to live the life you deserve. You don't need a cheerleader to start moving forward. All you need is the courage to believe in your own worth. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every challenge, every disappointment, every setback has been shaping you for something greater. But that greatness can't be activated until you turn your focus inward. It's time to cut off the noise. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Stop letting other people's opinions become your compass. The world is full of distractions designed to keep you from recognizing your own power. Every scroll, every opinion, every judgment, they pull you away from your center. But when you focus on you, clarity comes, peace comes, strength returns. You begin to realize that you don't need to chase what's already within you. Value yourself enough to walk away from what drains you. Value yourself enough to say no without guilt. Value yourself enough to invest in your growth. Read, learn, rest, heal. Because when you take care of your mind and spirit, your life begins to align with your purpose. You stop begging for love because you learn to give it to yourself first. You stop chasing opportunities because you become the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, focusing on yourself doesn't mean you stop caring for others. It means you stop neglecting yourself in the process. It means you understand that your energy is sacred, your peace is priceless, and your time is limited. You can't be everything to everyone, but you can be something great for yourself. And when you operate from that fullness, when you move from self-worth instead of self-doubt, everything begins to fall into place. So I challenge you today, stop giving your power away. Stop trying to be everywhere for everyone and start being present for yourself. Focus on your vision. Focus on your healing. Focus on your calling. Because when you focus on you, you don't just rise, you transform. And remember this, the world doesn't need another imitation. It needs the best version of you. You are enough. You are worthy. And it's time right now to focus on you and value yourself like your future depends on it. Because it does. Your value is not determined by others, but by what you believe about yourself. Too often we hand people the pen to write our worth. We let their opinions, their approval, their silence, and even their rejection define how we see ourselves. But let me tell you something, nobody can determine your value unless you allow them to. You are not a product of people's perceptions. You are a reflection of your own belief. If you see yourself as ordinary, life will treat you as ordinary. But when you begin to see yourself as extraordinary, gifted, chosen, the world starts to respond in kind. The problem is, many people are living beneath their potential because they've accepted other people's limited view of them. They've let someone's no become a full stop instead of a comma in their story. They've allowed words like, you can't, you won't, or you're not enough to sink deep into their hearts and take root. But hear me, you are not what they said about you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are what you decide to believe about yourself. You were created with purpose, built with resilience, and designed for greatness. When you truly start to believe in your own value, everything changes. You stop begging for attention because you realize you already have significance. You stop chasing validation because you understand your worth is not up for debate. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 because you know your story is still being written. You become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because your confidence no longer depends on external approval. People may doubt you. They may misunderstand you. Some might even leave you when you start to rise. But that's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their capacity to recognize it. You don't have to convince anyone of your greatness, just live it. Let your consistency speak louder than your explanations. When you walk with self-worth, you carry an energy that commands respect without demanding it. The moment you believe in your value, the world has no choice but to adjust how it sees you. Self-focus is not selfish. It's essential for growth and peace. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that prioritizing ourselves was wrong. That saying no was unkind and that putting our needs first was selfish. But that's not truth, that's conditioning. You cannot pour into others from an empty cup. You cannot give peace when your soul is in chaos. Taking care of yourself is not neglect. It's necessary preparation for everything you're meant to do. When you focus on yourself, you begin to heal. You start to hear your own thoughts, your own dreams, and your own voice again. The voice that's been buried under noise, opinions and expectations. You begin to realign with who you truly are, not who the world told you to be. It's in those moments of solitude, reflection, and growth that your purpose becomes clear. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean you stop loving people. It means you stop losing yourself, trying to keep everyone else happy. You have to learn to protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, your time, or your heart. Some people only come to drain you, not develop you. And when you're constantly giving, constantly proving, constantly serving without refueling, you burn out. You become a shell of yourself. But when you make the decision to prioritize your well-being, when you start feeding your mind with knowledge, your heart with peace, and your spirit with faith, you come alive again. Focusing on yourself allows you to grow into your potential. It gives you clarity, discipline, and direction. It helps you build the confidence to walk your path without apology. Remember, you can't become who you were meant to be by being distracted by everyone else's journey. So give yourself permission to focus, to grow, to rest, to heal, to rise. Because when you focus on you, you don't just improve your life, you elevate everyone connected to you. When you start valuing yourself, others begin to respect your boundaries. The way you treat yourself teaches the world how to treat you. If you constantly tolerate disrespect, if you allow people to walk over you, if you keep saying yes when your heart is screaming no, you're teaching others that your peace has no price. But when you draw the line, when you honor your worth, when you start saying, I'm not available for anything that drains my spirit, something powerful happens. The wrong people fade, and the right ones start to appear. You have to understand this: people can only respect what you respect in yourself. If you value your time, others will too. If you take your dreams seriously, others will start to notice your commitment. But if you treat yourself like a backup plan, people will never make you a priority. Respect begins within. You cannot demand from others what you refuse to give yourself. Sometimes, you have to walk away from people you love because they don't value the energy you bring. And that's not pride, that's self-respect. It's understanding that you can't heal in the same environment that broke you. You can't grow around people who only remember your past. The moment you begin to see yourself as valuable, you stop settling for temporary comfort and start seeking lasting peace. You stop chasing people and start attracting those who match your frequency. Setting boundaries doesn't make you cold. It makes you clear. It tells the world, I'm not available for disrespect, inconsistency, or negativity. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. The more you value yourself, the more intentional you become about who and what you allow in your life. And that's when real transformation begins. When you stop begging for respect and start commanding it through your presence, your standards, and your actions. Because when you respect yourself, you raise the vibration of everything around you. Distractions, comparisons, and doubt are thieves of self-worth. Every time you compare your life to someone else's, you rob yourself of the joy of your own journey. Every time you get caught up in distractions that pull you away from your goals, you delay your destiny. And every time you let doubt whisper that you're not enough, you shrink the power that lives within you. These three, distraction, comparison, and doubt, are silent killers of potential. They don't come with noise. They come quietly, disguised as harmless thoughts, harmless habits. But before you know it, they've stolen your focus, your confidence, and your drive. You can't grow while your eyes are fixed on someone else's path. You can't build your dream while you're consumed by what others have. The truth is, comparison blinds you to your own blessings. The more you look at someone else's success, the less you see your own progress. Distraction does the same thing. It keeps you busy but unproductive, moving but not progressing. And doubt makes you question the very gifts that were meant to set you free. You've got to fight for your focus. You've got to protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Every time you catch yourself comparing, remind yourself, I'm not in competition with anyone but the person I was yesterday. Every time doubt creeps in, answer it with faith. And every time distraction tries to steal your time, remember your mission. You weren't created to live a distracted, doubtful, focused life. You were born to create, to build, to rise. The moment you eliminate distractions, stop comparing, and silence your doubt, your confidence begins to grow. Your vision becomes clearer. Your spirit becomes lighter. You start to move with purpose instead of pressure. And that's when you realize your value never left. It was just buried beneath the noise. Strip it away, focus again, and watch how powerful you truly are when you give your attention back to yourself. You can't become your best self while you're constantly doubting your own abilities. Self-doubt is a silent dream killer. It whispers to you when no one else is around, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. And the more you listen, the smaller you become in your own mind. But here's the truth. You can't live a big life with small thoughts about yourself. The greatest prison is the one built in your own mind, where fear and doubt are the guards keeping you from walking into your purpose. Many people never reach their full potential not because they lack talent, but because they lack belief. They've convinced themselves that greatness is for other people. But let me tell you something. The only difference between those who make it and those who don't is belief. Belief is the seed from which all action grows. When you believe in yourself, you unlock energy you didn't even know you had. You take steps you were once afraid to take. You face challenges that used to intimidate you. The moment you stop doubting yourself, you become unstoppable. You start to move with purpose. You start to speak with conviction. You start to think differently. You begin to realize that your dreams are valid and your vision is worthy. You start seeing rejection as redirection, failure as feedback, and challenges as chapters in your success story. That's what happens when you stop letting fear guide your decisions and start letting faith lead your journey. You've got to remind yourself daily, I am enough. I am capable. I am worthy. Because if you don't feed your faith, you'll starve your destiny. You've been given everything you need to rise. The strength, the mind, the heart, and the courage. All you need to do now is believe it, live it, and move like it. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you to believe in you. Once you do that, life starts opening doors you never knew existed. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from commitment. If you want to value yourself, you've got to be willing to do what others won't. You've got to develop daily habits that reflect your worth. Don't talk about potential. Train it, sharpen it, invest in it. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're destined to be. You can't talk about self-value if you're not willing to do the work that shows it. Every day you have a choice to grow or to stay the same. Growth requires sacrifice. It means waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It means saying no to distractions when your friends are saying yes. It means choosing long-term reward over short-term comfort. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, because that's where transformation happens. Diamonds don't form under comfort. You form under pressure. You want to value yourself, then invest in yourself. Your mind, your body, your spirit. Read, learn, practice, reflect. Don't wait for opportunities, prepare for them. Don't wait for motivation, build discipline. Because motivation fades, but discipline endures. Growth is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every small step you take toward bettering yourself compounds into greatness over time. Remember, the moment you stop growing, you start declining. So keep pushing, keep learning, keep evolving. Value yourself enough to outgrow who you were yesterday. Because the highest form of self-love is self-development. When you commit to your growth, you're telling the world, I'm not done yet. You're saying, there's more inside of me waiting to come out. And that's the truth. There's greatness inside you waiting for you to focus, believe, and rise into it. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, everything you've ever wanted begins and ends with one simple truth. You must value yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lead others while neglecting your own direction. You can't expect the world to see your worth if you keep treating yourself like an afterthought. The journey to greatness is not about seeking approval. It's about owning your identity, honoring your potential, and walking boldly in your purpose. There comes a time in your life when you have to stop waiting for someone to validate you and start validating yourself. You have to stop asking for permission to be powerful. You have to stop apologizing for wanting more. Because the moment you decide to focus on you, your growth, your peace, your vision, you become unstoppable. You stop chasing people and start attracting purpose. You stop running from challenges and start rising above them. Remember, the world will only respect what you reflect. If you walk like you're worthy, speak like you're chosen, and live like you're destined, people will start to see it too. Don't shrink yourself to fit in rooms where you were meant to stand out. Don't downplay your light just because others are uncomfortable with your shine. You were born to rise, to lead, to inspire. But that only happens when you make yourself a priority. So today, make a decision. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Decide that you're done undervaluing yourself. Decide that you will no longer live in doubt, fear, or comparison. Decide that from this moment forward, your energy, your time, your focus belong to you and your growth. Because when you focus on you, everything else falls into place. Your purpose becomes clearer, your confidence grows stronger, and your peace becomes unshakable. You owe it to yourself to become everything you were created to be. Not halfway, not someday, but now. Because the world doesn't need another copy. It needs the best version of you. So rise up, value yourself, and focus on your journey. You are powerful beyond measure. You are worthy beyond words. And it's time. It's time to focus, to believe, and to step boldly into the greatness that's been waiting for you all along.